Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sing, the Toronto Vocal Arts Festival online. I'm Suba Shankaran.
And I'm Dylan Bell.
Sing's co-artistic directors. This year, Sing runs 11 days from May 27th through June 6th with breathtaking concerts and inspiring interactive Zoom workshops. While we miss seeing you all in person, nothing can stop us from singing for you.
Sing is made possible by the generous contributions of sponsors and funders. To every donor, sponsor, granting agency, volunteer, and supporter, thank you for believing in the music. We couldn't do it without you.
Tickets for all shows are still available, or better yet, buy an all-access pass to enjoy all concerts and live workshops at an amazing price. Our programming will remain online until June 30th, so if you miss a show, don't worry. You can watch it later on demand on our YouTube channel.
And now, on with the show.
It started around the kitchen table with a few a cappella fans and a dream. 10 years later, Sing has become Canada's largest a cappella festival, bringing the world's greatest vocal groups to Toronto and showcasing Toronto's talent to the world.
Through interviews and concert footage, filmmaker and a cappella singer Cailleah Scott-Grimes tells the story of Sing. Happy watching!
Hi, I'm Jay Amerlinson, General Manager of Sing, the Toronto Vocal Arts Festival, and I'm really excited that we're in our 10th year, celebrating our anniversary in style, unfortunately from home, but excited to see everyone here in our virtual space. Sing has been an incredible part of my life and an incredible experience to create, help shepherd, and see thrive and grow in Toronto. But it started, well, very small and kind of innocuous.
In 2011 at Canadian Music Week, Pat Silver and I were discussing the incredible world of a cappella music. And as we talked, a question arose: why doesn't Canada have its own a cappella festival?
We had spent a lot of time going around the world with groups that I sing with and as festival participants, and seen the incredible festivals in Europe, in America, all over the world. And we realized we didn't have anything like that in Canada. And so I approached Pat and a couple of our friends and colleagues who had made amazing music here in Canada. We decided we'd like to create something of our own, but we had no idea where to even start. Our hope was pretty simple. We wanted to create a space where people could sing, meet each other, learn from some of the best in the world, and ultimately a community hub where all the a cappella groups in Toronto and ultimately in Canada could have an opportunity to come together and see each other, be seen, and grow and learn.
Well, right there on the spot, we decided to start one. We launched Sing in 2012 with a very small team and a shoestring budget. And here we are 10 years later, going stronger than ever. Oh, it's been a wild ride.
Oh, I got you under my skin.
We started with 7 of us putting $1,000 each on the table, hoping that we'd maybe see our money back, but we could create something really exciting and new and fresh for Canada.
We were really worried that no one would be there, that no one would show up on day one. We would create something incredible and it would just fall flat. But it was incredible to see everyone streaming into our very first years at Harbourfront Centre.
3 days of programming and about 3,000 people.
As the founding artistic director of the Sing Festival, my first priority was for us to build a space for singers and singing groups to come together, to make music together, to share the stage together, to learn from each other, and to really grow a vibrant community.
He's afraid. Let him rest. Heaven bless. Bring him home. Bring him home. Bring him home.
If I dug through my old papers, I'm sure that I'd find a 10-year-old wish list of headliners that I dreamt of bringing to the Sing Festival. That list would have included the Swingle Singers, Take Six, Rioton, The Real Group, The Nylons, Naturally Seven, and it never would have occurred to me in a million years that we would have been so fortunate as to have brought all of these and so many more to the Sing Festival over the years.
Let's spice it up, let's simplify it. A little calm for peace and quiet. Heat it up, it's time to fry it. Put me on a jazzy diet.
Can't stop loving the smell from the oven. Always itching to get in the kitchen. Call the cool cats and tell them to bring that fascinating rhythm with them.
If you're in the mood to play, I believe your wish is the dish of the day. Let's get out of this interlude. The staff is ready for a swing shift.
3, 4, 5.
Come on, pass me the jazz. Homemade and hot. I wanna get in the groove to the bottom of the beat. So keep it cooking and stomp your feet. Pass me the jazz. All that you've got. Put temptation in my way with a bottle of blues and a finger of fun. Pass the jazz. Pass the jazz. Appreciate it, celebrate it, elevate it, syncopate it. Pass me the jazz and jam, jam, jam. Put temptation in my way with a bottle of blues and a flavor of fun.
Sweet harmonies on the menu.
Didn't I tell you it was my favorite venue? I'm in heaven and I want to stay as long as you pass me the jazz, homemade and hot.
The bass diamonds of moonshine sure is jazz. Yeah, that's the jazz.
Had to have high, high hopes for a living.
Not only did we start at Harborfront and grow and grow and grow to become a 2-week festival, but we grew in geography. We teamed up with some a cappella leaders in Texas who wanted to be under the Sing brand.
The stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had high, high hopes. Had to have high, high hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had a feeling. I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high, high hopes. Mama said, fulfill the prophecy, be something greater. Go make a legacy, manifest destiny. Back in the days we wanted everything. Wanted everything. Mama said, burn your biographies, rewrite your history. Light up your wildest dreams, museum victories. Every day we wanted everything. Wanted everything. Mama said, don't give up, it's a little complicated.
We started in 4 cities in Texas and then moved to Edinburgh, Scotland during the Edinburgh Festival Fringe for 2 different seasons, presented our Canadian a cappella artists at the Edinburgh Festival Fringe, the largest performing arts festival in the world. And then moved to Mexico with the Ruach Singers doing a cappella work in Puerto Vallarta, Nuevo Vallarta, and in Mexico City, and Free Play Duo also in Puerto Vallarta. It's been a wild ride.
Big day may be tonight,
And most exciting, I think, has been the development of young artists through our festival. There are groups that never existed before Sing. The Watch, the Sing Singers. Some of the groups started very young and were still in a classroom singing when we began, and now they're touring and recording worldwide. So it's been an amazing opportunity and experience for all of us.
Now I'm sitting here wishing I could get you out of my head. Baby, I tried, but I can't unlove you. Ooh, you know you got yucks in my soul. Feels like I'm dying slowly, oh, because you, ooh, your love will never let me go.
Who knew that 10 years ago when Pat Silver and her team started this, it would grow into what it did, and that it would affect thousands upon thousands of lives? It started out, I believe, as a celebration of a cappella singing, but it's really much more than that. It's a celebration of the human voice in all its glory, and there's great power in the human voice to change lives.
I'm just paying my rent every day in the Tower of Song. I was born like this, had no choice. I was born with the gift of a golden voice and 27 angels from the great beyond. Well, they tied me to this table right here in the Tower of Song. In the Tower of Song. Now you may say I've grown bitter, but of this you may be sure. The rich have got their channels in the bedrooms of the poor, and there's a mighty judgment coming. But I may be wrong. Do you hear these crazy voices in the Tower of Song?
I'm building seed, consumed by desire. It's killing me like a moth to the fire. I go willingly with windows of faith, but they can't keep me safe. So I built this wall all around me. I built this wall to surround me. I built this wall from the ground. See, the sticks and stones can't break these stones. No. Shout out, you can shout out all you want to. I suppose, call me mister, please acknowledge me. Self-imposed, I'm a prisoner, no apologies. Wrote a note to my listeners, don't you follow me? I'm probably strange, but I know I can change, 'cause I don't wanna be alone anymore. There's a hole in my soul, can I have me a hole? Put the needle on the record and the bass on the record. Everybody's on the record. Wait a second, well I reckon y'all don't know the boy can get low. Here we go, can you play like Stevie Wonder? They want the lightning and the thunder. It's about the time I'm gonna hit you with a new style. Have you sing a new child. Hit him with guitar for a while. Goodbye.
Putting on a festival looks easy from the outside, but believe me, there were lots of challenges along the way.
I'm sure you don't remember me.
We were also worried that the festival couldn't survive and grow. Even if there was a lot of eyeballs, we wanted to make sure that there was a lot of support from the community to be financially successful.
First was funding. We couldn't get funding in our first year because we had no track record. So we raised the money ourselves, and we were very fortunate to have sponsors and Harborfront working with us, and we ended up selling enough tickets to pay for the festival.
Of you and I.
It looks great, looks perfect, seamless to the audience, which is what you want, but boy, it takes a team and a big crew to make it look like that. We thought April in Toronto is just perfect for a festival, so we scheduled our first festival in April, outdoors. The weather gods didn't hear us clearly because it rained, snowed, and sleeted all in one day, and our poor host, who had driven a bicycle to come to the theater, was soaking wet when he arrived, but he went on stage and did the show anyway. That's the spirit. And then there was the construction along Queens Quay, which is the main street for Harborfront. Unfortunately, we didn't anticipate the bottlenecks, so you couldn't get there by car, there was nowhere to park, public transportation was all diverted, and that made it really difficult for the audience to access our venue. And then more rain. We were the site for the torch relay for the Pan Am Games. Sounded like a great idea. We had a big outdoor concert planned. Everything was going great until the downpour. And that was in May. We figured in May it would be fine. Well, it wasn't. And they still ran with the torch, and our incredible performers said, we know we can't be on stage with microphones. It's not safe, but we're going to sing anyway. So group after group went on stage in the pouring rain. They were sheltered, the audience was not, but people stayed with their umbrellas, listened to the show, and we were able to put on our outdoor festival anyway. And then there was the time that the artist, who, big name artist, was supposed to be doing a workshop, and called that morning and said, oh, I'm not doing the workshop today. My daughter has a dance recital. So here we are scrambling to replace quite a famous artist for an important workshop. There have been many interesting experiences, from finding artists who were out shopping instead of at their sound check, to organizing backstage issues, to fixing some tech problems. But everything, it looks smooth to the general public, and that's the secret of a great event. In 2017, we were celebrating the 150th anniversary of Canada and Ontario, and we decided to chime in with trying to break a world's record. We picked two records. One was the most number of nationalities singing our national anthem, O Canada, and the other was the most number of nationalities singing a pop song. We chose Lorraine Segato and the Parachute Club, their version of Rise Up, which was stirring and thrilling to have Lorraine leading hundreds of people in the Distillery District outside singing that amazing song. The trick was each person had to be from another country and show a passport from another country, but live in Canada.
Rising up to join voices in a world record attempt how singing took over the Distillery District today.
We did have the Guinness Book of Records officials with us, and they said we gave it a great try. We didn't quite break a world's record, but it sure was a very exciting event, and we were so pleased to do something a little different, out of the box, and that really brought the community together.
The people that make it happen are the Sing team, the performers, and our many volunteers and supporters whose dedication has made Sing the incredible, exciting international festival it is today.
Together we get a happy feeling when we're singing a song. We're traveling along, here's the song.
Our board of directors has been one of the most powerful and positive groups of human beings I've ever worked for. They're the ones in the trenches putting things together and making sure that year over year we have unbelievable programming that happens, that's good, that has supported, and ultimately that leaves a lasting impact on our community. So I'm incredibly proud of all of them, and I'm so thankful to have that group of people to support all the things we do. So that's what Sing is to me.
Sweet is the sound of my newborn wings. I stretch them open and let them dry. I haven't seen this world before, but I've excused I'm a butterfly. Sweet is the touch of your newborn wings. We fly in circles, we play with the sun. We haven't seen this world before, so fair, so bright, so blue the sky. Love me on the leaves before we say goodbye. Love me, kiss me with the breeze. You will be my lullaby. Tomorrow I'll die. Tomorrow I'll die. Tomorrow I'll die. Tomorrow I'll die. You'll be my lullaby. Lullaby. Oh, one look in my eyes and you can tell that's true. Hold and take a look at my life. I'm a lot like you.
We came on as artistic directors about 5 years ago. We had been involved in Sing since the very beginning as artists, so we felt like we had a really good idea of how the operation worked and all the wonderful things that it brought. In terms of what we wanted to bring, we are international touring artists, so we wanted to bring along our friends. We wanted to bring along some of the best names in a cappella that we happen to know from our travels.
Well, there must be some magic inside these gentle walls, 'cause all I see is a tower of dreams, real love bursting out of every seam. As days go by, it's the bigger love of the family. Monday, happy days. Wednesday, happy days. Happy days. Saturday, what a day.
We also wanted to bring it home a little bit, so we have a beautiful a cappella community here in Toronto, and we're well ensconced in that community, and so that was a big piece of the Sing puzzle for us. And of course, Director Emeritus Aaron Jensen was the one who invited us to become the co-artistic directors, and we kind of kept it in the family.
Haven't I been here some of the time, with you in some of the space? Today is real, somehow I feel I know this time and place. I know what you're gonna say, I know how long it will last. I've seen a certain scene before each line from the past, like moments in a mirror, memories repeating, senses grow clearer when you're near. How I feel those moments in a mirror, will resounding echo of a
Una si disperse nel cuore vissuta, una si dispara nel cuore maledetta, una si disora meine Gamen keine Varta, alles Europa, und runter kann und Tola, como Kostüm, über der Neue, über Protestant, Ahascha, bei der Polata, wie sein Herrsch, Geig.
Sing has done some amazing things over our 10 years of programming, but for me it's always instead been the niche programming, the stuff that's unusual and interesting.
It was important to me that the Sing Festival go beyond showcasing local talent. I wanted to explore and experiment. Some of my favorite moments at the festival over the years came about through spontaneous acts of creation, unexpected moments that came out of unusual pairings, like a Siberian folk singer and a beatboxer, or watching a modern dancer improvise movements to an Appalachian vocal trio, or one year we had an improv comedy a cappella group inventing a mini musical on the spot to an NFB film. Any idea that I brought to the table was considered, and innovation and risk-taking was really embraced by the group from day one.
Hi there. You are listening to Trading Post, where you can buy, sell, trade, or give away. What can I help you with today?
Hi there. My name is Deborah. I got me a goat.
I'm real sorry, Deborah. I'm going to have to cut you off. We have some breaking news. And I look at Todd, and Todd looks at me. I mean, we're pretty sure the rapture has just happened. They have never interrupted this show before.
It just shows that a cappella singing has no bounds, and it's not just kind of a recital-style concert that you're going to see.
And I think a milestone moment for me was watching the singers and dancers in a concert we ran called Tripping the Light Fantastic. It was something I'd never seen before, ever. And it was such a mental shift to suddenly see the possibilities opened up, this realm of collaboration, this realm of this collective greater than the sum of its parts programming that was created. And it was innovative, it was really interesting, and it really brought the audience to a cool new place where they were also experiencing what I was experiencing, something brand new and something truly fantastic.
Je vais en mettre deux. Et quelques gouttes de cire, de la bave de censure, un scorpion coupé très fin. Et un peu de poivre en grain. Non. Émiettez votre arsenic dans un verre de narcotique, 2 cuillères de purgatif qu'on fait bouillir à feu vif. Je vais en mettre 3. Could crown back once more, but
Hi, I'm Daniel from BeatSync, and I'm going to talk about our experience performing at Art Battle with BeatSync as part of Sing Festival. I'd heard of Art Battle before from a friend of mine who's a painter, and she'd painted in Art Battle before, and she told me about, they've got these DJs and loud music and all of that, and I'd never imagined doing it a cappella. So it was really cool to see this meld of all vocal music with painting and the way that these art forms could influence each other.
Oh, baby, baby, the reason I breathe is you.
The reason I breathe is you.
Boy, you got me blinded.
Oh, pretty baby, there's nothing I wouldn't do.
I'm addicted to you.
It's not the way I planned it.
I think that relationship is always there, Visual art inspires music, definitely inspires our music, and music inspires dance, and dance inspires visual art, and it's always happening from all angles, but never so real time as it is at something like Art Battle. So it was really cool to experience that and see these paintings coming to life while we were singing, and it affected the way we approached our songs, it affected the way we picked our set, thinking what can give these artists the best inspiration. And it was super fascinating to go over and look at all the paintings and think of how these were inspired by our sounds. I think that it's really important to always explore these ways that artists can collaborate. Collaboration to me means something that can take your art to a completely different place than you would normally go, and that doesn't necessarily apply within one medium, musicians with musicians, but really across all borders of art and culture and everything like that. So really cool event. I recommend checking it out sometime if you have the chance.
You'll be given love. You have to trust it. Trust your head around. It's all around you. All is full of love. All around you. You just stay.
I climb right up to the top of the stairs, and all my cares just drift out into space. On the roof's the only place I know. You just have to wish to make it so. Up on the roof. When I get home feeling tired and beat, I go up where the air
is fresh and
sweet.
I get away from that hustling crowd and all that rat race noise out in the street. At night the stars put on a show for free. Darling, you can share it all with me. I'll keep telling you the right smack dab in the middle of time.
In addition to all the sort of the name brand a cappella artists, we've brought artists from all over the world, including one of our favorite artists, a group called Mzansi from South Africa. We first heard them at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival and were just absolutely blown away and decided we needed to bring them to the festival. And I think we brought something with that that is unique and unusual in your average a cappella festival.
Pasopa nansin totem nyam, vele futi. Pasopa nansin totem nyam, vele futi. Pasopa nansin totem nyam, vele futi. 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 Nansin totem nyama vele futi. Pasopa nansin totem nyama vele futi. Pasopa nansin totem nyama vele futi.
We also added in one of our years the mass choir event. As we mentioned earlier, we wanted to have something that involved a lot of inclusion from the community, and the mass choir event was an opportunity to get people who were older, people who were younger, students. We had all sorts of people involved in this particular event. It was led by Kurt Sampson, former member of Cadence, and we had these wonderful moments of community in that. There was a moment where there was an older member of a choir talking to a person who was about 14 or 15, helping them out with their parts. They didn't know each other before this, but it was just a little microcosm of what the community can look like.
Passing on the torch, basically, and having mentorship within the concert itself.
I'm gonna lay down my burdens down by the riverside to study war no more, no more. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside.
Happy 10th anniversary to Sing Festival. My name is Reverend Denise Gallard, and I am the Executive and Artistic Director of the HopeWorks Connection, a non-for-profit organization dedicated to empowering youth through the performing arts, academics, and youth development. Well, we love Sing. For several years, Sing has been providing workshops to youth, and our youth have gotten to come to those workshops, and it's been amazing. We serve primarily African Canadian youth who come from a variety of backgrounds, born in Canada, from the Caribbean, from the motherland, as well as other young people, those who are marginalized, those who might have different cultural backgrounds. And Sing has provided an opportunity for our youth to come to these high-performing and excellent workshops. It has had such a benefit. It has helped them to learn to use their vocal instrument with excellence, has helped them to put themselves out there. They've gotten many different skill sets. I think one of the best benefits is they get to meet experts and professional performers from all over the world who some who look like them, which is pretty amazing, others who come from different backgrounds and different genres of music. So it's really just opened up their perspective on vocal music.
Those stretch from sky to sky. Oh, love of God, how rich and pure, how measureless and strong, it shall forevermore endure. The saints and angels song. And pure, how measureless and strong, it shall forevermore endure. The saints and angels song.
Anybody a fan of 80s music? Yeah. You know, and there was this one particular artist in the 80s that just, I love you. Yes, thank you. I paid her too. Let's go, fellas. I wanna rock with you all night. I wanna dance you into that night. I wanna rock you all night. I wanna rock the night away.
Come on, Toronto.
I wanna rock with you all night. I wanna dance you into that night. I wanna rock you all night. I wanna rock the night away. Girl, close your eyes. Close your eyes, girl. Let the rhythm get into you. Oh, yeah. Don't try to fight it. Better that you can do. Oh, no. Just think it's soon. Oh, girl. 'Cause we got so far to go. And when you feel that beat, and we can find the boogie.
From early childhood, I was a huge fan of vocal harmony and all the things that a voice could do. Growing up, my ear was tuned to vocal groups like the Modernaires, the doo-wop groups, Singers Unlimited. In the late 80s, Take Six came along and just threw me for a loop. And I wanted to be them. I wanted to do what they did.
Justin. You must remember this. A kiss is still a kiss. The fundamental things apply as time is blue.
So I put together a group called Hampton Avenue, and it was a wonderful group. We recorded a couple of albums. We got a Jazz Report Award for our singing, and at that point, Pat Silver started the Sing Vocal Arts Festival.
The vocal arts community in Canada has been one that's been not just grown organically, but it's been nurtured. There have been individuals and organizations throughout the history of Canadian vocal arts who've gone above and beyond their peers and to serve needs of our communities, to inspire and to help nurture the next generation of singers, to help further the art by inventing and innovating on techniques with original music and with incredible arrangement. So this Sing Legacy Award we present every year to recognize their contributions, their importance to our community, to us, and to our audiences and the world.
So you can imagine my surprise when the next year I received the phone call that I was the person getting that award. And I was just over the moon.
Am I hallucinating? Or am I soaring over the moon with the big round world in the palm of my hand? My beautiful blue balloon. Oh, rainbows light the night, and stars dance with delight as the sun rolls down to play from up above. I'm in love and I'm crazy. I'm crazy in love. Red rain is coming down. Red rain. Red rain is pouring down all over me. I'm standing up at the water's edge in my dream. I cannot make a single sound as you scream. It can't be that cold, the ground is still warm to touch. Hey, we touch, this place is so quiet, sensing that small. Red rain is coming down. Red rain. Red rain is pouring down all over me. Well, I've seen them buried in a sheltered place in this town. They tell you that this rain can sting and look down. There is no blood and I see no sign of pain. Hey, no pain. See no red and I see no rain. Red rain is coming down. Red rain. Let the rain come down. Red rain is pouring down all over me.
Pivoting to an online festival was quite a challenge. In 2020, we had very little time to do it. So our festival was supposed to happen at the end of May. We decided to move it to the end of September, thinking at that point it would still be live, and then realizing within a couple of months there was no way we could do it live. We made the call sometime in June, and so we had all these artists booked. We had to figure out how to put on these shows. And what we ended up doing at that time was grabbing an empty venue and bringing in our groups, but we had to bring them in sections at a time and record them, and then sort of overdub them in an audio sense, but also overdub them in a video sense. We had wonderful film editors, including Ed Hanley, who helped put together these wonderful videos of what would have been live shows, but had to be done in sort of multiple parts.
In the name of love, what more in the name of love? Some people get their kicks from stomping on dreams, but I won't let it get me down when this mean world starts spinning round.
I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pawn, and a king.
I've been up and down and over now. I know one thing, each time I find myself flat on my face, I just pick myself up and I get back in the race.
That's a lie. I can't deny it. I thought of quitting, but my heart wouldn't buy it. If I didn't think it was worth a single try, well, I'd get on up with that big bird and I'd fly.
In terms of workshops, the pandemic actually allowed us to look to the entire world rather than looking more locally, or getting the few artists that we could internationally to fly them in and host them here. The pandemic and being able to do these things live streaming as a Zoom workshop, for example, meant that we had access to just about anyone in the world.
Your hands are warm, you're getting in touch with this rhythmic energy, the foundation of improvisation.
That's a pretty amazing thing, to be able to bring the best of a cappella right here to the Sing Festival.
So what we're going to do is sing some tags. I'm going to teach some tags to these guys and to you. We're going to sing it together, and we want you to join in. It's going to be a lot of fun. So the first one we're going to do is to reach the unreachable star, from the impossible dream. So let's get an A. Let's try this out. So the lowest part, the bass part, goes to reach the unreachable star. Join in with me. To reach the unreachable star. Fantastic. Let's add Scrappy in here into the mix. So keep singing your part, Tom, and I'm going to add the next part, and we're going to layer those together. Here we go. To reach the unreachable star.
When BeatSync got the invitation to put together a digital show for Sing 2020, we of course jumped at the amazing opportunity. I ended up producing and editing our all-digital exclusive. And as the show was coming together, I really wanted it to deviate from the classic sort of recorded performance in lieu of live show due to COVID. So it actually ended up being a perfect opportunity for us to innovate and create some new content exclusively for Sing. As I was fielding through our material and thinking about how to repurpose some of our digital content for the Sing 2020 show, we collectively started thinking more and more about the actual act of repurposing. In this era of memes and sort of layers upon layers of recontextualizing digital content, we naturally begin to question how this actually impacts the original content identity. For example, how do sound bites out of their original context communicate or synergize with one another to form new meaning. We got to showcase the first phase of this project at Sing 2020, and we're really grateful for the opportunity provided by the Sing Vocal Arts Festival, which ended up catalyzing this exploration. Given that Sing audiences include both vocal music enthusiasts and also people who sing and make music, it's a fantastic platform to share unique content that goes beyond the mainstream.
Your next move is always slow. Now I can't.
So my hope for Sing is that as we move into a world without COVID-19, we retain a lot of the lessons we learned about hybrid and online programming. In fact, that's been a topic of conversation we've had frequently with the board. What does it mean in our new future? And the truth is, we don't think our audiences, and we don't think the people who love us in our community are located physically only in Toronto anymore. It's a global audience, it's a global community. We believe in the voice, we believe in the singers, we believe in the music lovers, we believe in you, our audiences. So thank you so much to everyone for being here with us for this momentous occasion, and we look forward to seeing all of you again and again for our years to come with the Sing Festival.
1, 2, 3.
I was alone, oh my soul, alone as a lion, oh my soul, like a ship in a highway, oh my soul, trying to find a way home. Oh, my voice was a rock, my song was an anchor, and I would sing, 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 never think about tomorrow and the trouble it brings. I would lay down my burden and I would sing.
When I was afraid,
oh my soul,
afraid in the darkness,
oh my soul,
just wishing for kindness,
oh my soul,
surely missing a friend. My voice was alive, my song was a comfort,
and I would sing, 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 never think about tomorrow and the trouble it brings. I would lay down my burden and I would sing. I would sing for my brother, for my sister, father, and mother.
I would sing for my friend,
and the song would never end. I would sing for my neighbor, and the face would grant me favor. I would sing, 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 sing. Now I am joyful, oh my soul, and the joy within me, oh my soul, seems to bubble up in me, oh my soul, to take to the sky. My voice is strong, my song is an anthem, and I will sing, 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 never think about tomorrow and the trouble it brings. I will lay down my burden and I will sing. I will sing, 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 never think about tomorrow and the trouble it brings. I will lay down my burden and I will sing. I'll be there for you when the rain starts to pour. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too. Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and you're always glad you came. You wanna be where everybody knows your name.
Thank you for being a friend.
Bye.